When Ruka hears the music box in her room, childhood memories come flooding back. Her family home, her mother, Sayaka, and her father, mask artisan Soya, whose face she is still unable to remember. Coming back to reality, she finds the organ mask made by her father. Ooh. This same mask had been placed on Ruka's face by her abductor 10 years previously.
Okay.
Reading her mother's diary, Ruka discovers that Sayaka suspected her husband of planning to use the missing girls in some kind of ritual, and of being involved in the whole kidnapping incident. Ruka now knows why her mother left her father, but when she stands in the cave beneath Ibara Infirmary, she is overwhelmed by the feeling that she has been there before. Okay, for some reason I didn't think it had been this long since we played as Ruka, but I guess it is.
I mean, you could have done just a once and back switch in the back too.
Yeah.
What chapter is this? 9?
I think this is going to be the start of chapter 9.
Your mommy sent me.
Okay, so Phase 9, Descent.
Descent into madness.
Yeah, so some mysterious figure just gave adult Ruka, that wasn't a flashback, just gave her a shard of a mask, which the figure kind of looked... I don't know, to me the silhouette kind of looked like Choshiro.
Didn't we already find a shard of a mask? Don't we have 2 now? Like of the mask of the lunar eclipse? I thought we found one earlier.
Yes, I think
we did.
I was taken here from somewhere. I remember walking along a dark path. That might have just been what we got at the end of the last Ruka chapter, though.
Yeah.
I think it was, yeah. And that's where we left off with her. I think it's interesting how they have this kind of like grainy effect over everything.
Like the film grain?
Yeah.
Like it because it's camera.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of games do that now. Actually, I think Ghost of Tsushima has a film grain on it.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima has a Kurosawa mode.
Yeah, that too.
I guess some of the scenes are just film grain though.
I have heard that. No, I think even like during gameplay. I know there's some games I played where gameplay has a film grain. I don't know. I can't. I mean, obviously, I can't give you an example, but it's more recent modern games that are trying to be more filmic and.
I like it a lot in here because it just like kind of makes everything feel less rough and clean.
Yeah, I like. There is something about newer horror games that are really like high graphics that like it just like doesn't do it as much. I don't know why. I think it's part of the fact that like the low resolution kind of helps because like you kind of it's harder to like figure out what you're looking at. Are you gonna take damage? Nope.
Nope. I tried to sidestep it a little bit. Charge. Okay.
There's there's something about it that just like it doesn't. You know,
it can. I guess just like better graphics doesn't automatically make a horror game look better.
I'm trying to think of one that the only one I can think of I mean, I'm sure there's more, but the only one I can think of off the top of my head that does like a good job of still seeming creepy is the Dead Space remake. Although Dead Space I never really felt was like super scary. Like it's a great game. Don't get me wrong.
It's also like action horror.
Well, it's got some atmospheric parts that are creepy. I think the beginning of the game does a really good job. It's got a lot more jump scares, but
some jump scares are okay though.
Yeah,
just as long as the whole thing isn't jump scares.
Oh, speaking of jump scares, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie is coming out.
Yeah.
I legit, unironically want to go see it.
I'm interested to see what the reviews are. If like movie critics just completely hate it or what.
I don't even want to look at reviews. I just want to go in and like not.
I mean, like I don't care that like that's not going to change my opinion on it. I just feel like regular movie reviewers are going to be like, "What? What is this?"
They're showing it at the drive-in. Apparently. Thankfully, this is like one of the last couple of weeks I can go.
Oh yeah, I thought they were like closing already.
Soon, there's like 2 more weeks left, I think.
Yeah, Pat and I were there last weekend for trunk or treat. So earlier in the day when the sun was still out, there were trick-or-treating kids, and then there was a double feature. Not actual horror movies, but spooky movies.
Thursday, October 26th through Sunday, October 29th. Five Nights at Freddy's, and then The Exorcist. It's PG-13.
Is that the original Exorcist, or is there
Exorcist
a newer
Believer?
One? Oh, okay. I remember being taken through here to the place just ahead.
Although they're playing the Taylor Swift thing at Screen 2, and that kind of makes me not want to go see it there, because there's all these people who go to it, and like, I don't know, the drive-in normally you get like a radio, and like, so like it's not like if you're not near a car or someone watching, it's like quiet.
Yeah, on the
like,
second screen
oh
they've been showing this Taylor Swift concert recording, and I mean, even though it's far away, and those are also on radios, there are people playing it off speakers, there are people singing
there are
along.
people like blasting it on speakers and like raving in the park, which is really funny because it's like 3 people like in the parking lot, and it's just like, hey, this kind of ruins all the quiet movies of what I'm watching right now because I can hear.
Yeah, like I get that it like is supposed to be like a rock concert, so it's louder, but
they probably shouldn't have been allowed to.
It is, but it's bothering me, and I don't like it.
I don't know. I feel like that's like bad drive-through etiquette, especially if there's 2 screens. Don't blast especially because there's like houses and stuff nearby. Like, and you could be like, oh well, don't live next to a drive-through, but like normally it's quiet. Normally it's completely quiet.
Yeah, it's
like going to a silent rave and then like having someone like be the one person who brings like a Bluetooth speaker.
I wonder if anybody's complained around there.
Probably only for the Taylor Swift thing, because that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah,
because everything else it's like super quiet.
Yeah, for the most part, I think. Yeah, like you said, drive-in's not really going to create that much trouble.
Yeah.
We were telling Allie's mom about this, and she was saying how her brother, Allie's uncle, oh no, it wasn't him, but it was somebody else, how they used to try, live around there and would like sit on the roof of their house to try and like catch parts of the movie from far away.
Well, and it's always on the same radio signal, so in theory, like you could like, if you had view of the screen, you could get like, it wouldn't be a great experience, but you could get free movies just if you lived nearby.
When we left, the second movie, Beetlejuice, was still going. We left like halfway through it, just to beat the traffic, and just to see, we had the radio on while we were going, and we got like probably a few blocks away.
Okay. For it,
but before it became impossible to listen to.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have it. I mean, I guess it makes sense that they don't have it go that far because they have to pay for those licensed frequencies. Like you can't just like broadcast.
Yeah.
You can't just like broadcast any kind of communications in a regulated band like that. So.
I'm already so turned around here.
Yeah, me too. This is like a maze. We're like in the underbelly of the mountain.
Yeah.
We're in the undermountain.
So I guess this is... Ruka says this is the direction she escaped with Choshiro back when she was a little girl.
Yeah. Ooh. Looks like someone's like almost like underwater. You know?
Yeah.
Like there's like the how the face is like parting and waving, like a reflection.
Yeah.
A reflection of the moon in the water.
Like you're looking at somebody who's under the lake.
Mm-hmm.
Do, 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 do.
I just thought again, Suda51's afraid of ghosts.
Yeah, apparently he really... I've been reading a lot about Suda51 lately and watching videos and stuff, because I played through No More Heroes 3, which is an alright game. It's not super exciting, but I do find it...
Where is it compared to 1 and 2?
I think it plays really well, but there's things that people are going to be disappointed with. There's not as many bosses as 2. There's not really
no levels.
Much. Yeah, there's no levels, which is the weirdest thing. There's like designated fights you have to do before you can do each you can do each fight. But like, I don't know, that feels a little cheap to me.
It seemed like the parts I didn't really care for about 1. Because I didn't really like the world. The world in 1 was fine. I didn't really like the game Stand to Destroy in like 3.
What's interesting is No More Heroes 1 was the last game that Suda directed himself for a while. No, he was producer for it, but he wasn't the director. He had to like step back and run the company more rather than directing it.
Oh, that's why it plays better.
I mean, kinda, yeah. That's
but he did definitely. You definitely know the decision for the Scorpion game being in 2 was directly him.
Oh yeah,
he was like, "No, we're putting it in."
He still had a lot of influence over it, but I guess like some things like how the story weren't really his.
Oh no! Come through the wall.
There were some things he didn't like about 2, or at least weren't like how he would have liked to tell the story. I'd say 2 is probably the most like approachable, has the best quality of life.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I like 2.
I think it's a lot of people's favorite. If you get into like the real like artsy what does it mean kind of stuff, it's like 2 kind of is like the least thematically similar to the other ones. So
I went back. I played No More Heroes 2 before I played No More Heroes 1, actually, interestingly enough. But I went back and attempted to play No More Heroes 1 again, like, I don't know, like a year ago when it came, like right when it came out on Switch Digital.
Yeah. And
I like could not finish it. I got to Holly Summers and was like, nope, this isn't fun. I'm not doing this. I'm an adult. I don't have time to waste games I'm not enjoying. Which sucks, because I remember liking that. Game a lot.
Yeah. Like, I think a big part of what Suda wanted to do with this game is, like, examine what a person like Travis's life would actually be like, of somebody who was crazy enough to get into lethal death matches for fun. And, like, the first one, I think, really doesn't want you to think Travis is actually cool. Like, he's kind of cool, but it's like, oh, you're this badass fighter assassin and stuff, but, like, to pay the bills, then you have to go, like, mow lawns and, like...
I like that, though.
It's stupid stuff.
It shows that the Assassins organization is kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
I like that.
And it's weird, because in the first game, it is bullshit. Spoilers for a very old game, but... at the end of the first No More Heroes, you find out it's a con. But then in No More Heroes 2, it's like not a con anymore. They retcon it to make it like real so that they can keep... And that's like the big difference. Suda did direct No More Heroes 3, and he also directed Travis Strikes Again. Travis Strikes Again was the first game he had directed himself in a really long time. But 2, the one he didn't direct himself, is the one that's like the most
best
like
one.
It is the best
As
one,
a game.
and it's also the one where like Travis is actually like just cool, like unapologetically, and like, oh yeah, being an assassin is like kind of like a badass thing, and there's still a little bit of like,
I wouldn't call Travis cool.
I wouldn't either, but I think the game wants you to think he is.
Yeah, it takes
the game.
more seriously.
Yeah, he starts like getting like a lot quippier in the second one. It gives him more like
more fourth wall-y stuff, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of like mic drop line deliveries, I think, in No More Heroes 2.
Like, what the hell? I cut off your head.
Yeah.
He just like is just like, this is dumb. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Like, I think the director of No More Heroes 2 wants you to more think Travis is a badass than for you to identify with him as like kind of a weirdo.
Gotcha. He's very much a weirdo.
Yeah.
You know what I really want them to remake on Switch?
What's
Killer
that?
7.
Yeah,
that's where Suda 51 peaked.
That there's a Steam.
I know.
Rebrand of that. I didn't know that until recently.
Yeah, I'd loved it to be on like Switch or something.
Yeah.
That game was neat. It had a weird button scheme, but it like worked. It was like really trippy and weird, but it worked. It all worked.
But I think No More Heroes 3 will probably be the last one, because
that's fine.
Suda and Grasshopper don't even actually own the rights to that.
Well, how did that work?
I don't know, but there's another company called Marvelous that like
I thought
was always willing to give them the rights whenever they wanted to make one, but like they own Travis Touchdown. Found a piece of paper with a message scrawled on it. She is coming. Everyone who saw her blossomed. That woman. That woman. That woman. That woman. That woman. That woman. We came down here to get away from her, but she's coming. Her face, face, face. Can't see face, 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 can't see face.
Yikes.
Cool.
Marvelous is a publisher.
That's right.
Seems.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's another example of just the publisher stealing fucking everything, of course.
Yeah.
Maybe it might not be that.
Because they're the ones who like run all the money, and I mean, it
I
seems like they were pretty willing to let Grasshopper do whatever they want with it.
They must have signed themselves into some kind of agreement where they just gave away their IP to have the game be published, which is like very publisher-y thing. What else did they make? I recognize the name. Oh, they had all kinds of stuff. I mean, they also might have made games. Published. It's all I don't think they developed anything. It's like, what's the one? Like, it's like when Silent Hill was coming out, and like there wasn't a developer chosen, but everyone knew the the remake, I think. But everyone knew it was Annapurna, and I was just like, and right like the day it got announced, it was like, oh, do we have publisher and people or a developer, and people are like Annapurna makes good stuff. I'm like, Annapurna's a publisher. They don't make anything.
I vaguely remember this, but I don't remember what the game was.
You can't be like, oh yeah, Annapurna makes great games. I'm like, they publish games. They don't make anything. So like, I mean, I guess you could say that they like invest.
Yeah, they it's possible for a publisher to invest well,
and they can have like a good taste, and like they can be consistent. And it can be like, oh, this was published by them, so like there's a good chance it might be good because they're picky, I guess. But it's just like,
yeah, usually the publisher has a lot more to do with like advertising and stuff.
Publisher is, in my opinion, a publisher just means here's a bunch of money.
Yeah,
and we're gonna take the rights from you.
Yeah, like we own it and we'll give you the money to do some of it.
We own your thing,
but we own it.
But we'll help you make it. Yeah. But we own it, which I don't like. But it's how it works.
Yeah, ostensibly they're paying Suda to make the game that he like invented. Jeez.
Yeah, I guess when you think of it like a contract, because it's like if you pay someone for art, like say if you pay someone for a painting like that, and like you buy a painting for that painting is yours.
Yeah,
like it's not theirs anymore.
Yeah,
like they can't just be like, well, I painted it, so it's mine. I'm like, well, no, like
the deal was
a physical thing.
You make a painting for me that is mine, and I paid you.
So it's kind of similar like that when you think about it.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a quick escape.
Yeah, she really didn't try that hard.
No. We are like down and like this reminds me of like when we were in Silent Hill 2 when we lost the map. There's no map.
On the Isle of Regrets, there exists a cavern called the Primeval Passage. The cavern hath been a training place for maidens since Byakuya.
Togami.
Byakuya, being the ancestor of the vessels who holds concords with the moon, hadst a vision in the cavern while at her training. Entering the cavern where no light reaches, the maiden retained her own essence while cleansing her mind to all things of the world becoming empty, and dying and returning to this world in rebirth. Being thus the training of the Reget's Primeval Passage. Many of the maiden women will lose their mind as only few can withstand the training and obtain spiritual concourse. Concourse. Interesting word, okay. Ye shall not let those women unfit to be a maiden undertake training in the primeval passage.
Oh, we got a spook.
Alright, so
ghost.
is this person fit to be...
No.
Or is she haunting us because...
Oh, no, she's right there.
Okay.
I think you can attack her. Yeah,
I was thinking whether or not I want to, like, fall back.
Do ghosts have pronouns?
I think a ghost can still have gender identity.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it makes sense because they're humanoid.
Yeah. I don't know if I could say they'd have biological sex, because their biology is kind of wibbly-wobbly.
I think they do, but it's weird because, like, they're just still human.
Yeah.
In a sense. I mean, well, we're talking about something that's not real. So it's, like, kind of hard to, like... I mean, I guess...
Hypothetically.
Yeah, I mean... Well, I guess some people think they're real, but... so it's kind of hard to, like... You know what I mean? It's like in that... It's like in the... What is it? What do they say? In a realm between mind and matter.
Yeah. I like... I'm not against the possibility that ghosts could be real.
I love the idea of them being real, but they're just... As far as I see it, they're just not.
I definitely don't think, like, there's any merit in, like, the Ghost Hunter TV shows or anything like that.
I think... Well, I don't know if we talked about this here before, but it's just something... Like, ghosts are something that I think that people create for, like, a gap... For when they have, like, a gap in comprehension of something. Or, like, so, like... And ghosts particularly are interesting because it's a combination of multiple things. It's a combination of, like, not being able to comprehend not living, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's when, like, the afterlife, whatever, was the idea of that is believed by people.
Yeah.
For the most part. That's something that humans have trouble comprehending. And then, like, if you're somewhere in the dark and just weird stuff just happens, like, you don't know what's causing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, instead of just being like, I don't know what any of this is, people are like, oh, well, it's a ghost. So at least they, like, you have solace in knowing, even if it's, like, something spooky.
or some sort of explanation.
Yeah, when in reality, like, that noise probably isn't a ghost. It's probably, like, a bird chirping down a pipe or something.
Or, like...
Something weird. Oh, did she just turn into an enemy?
I think she did.
Dang, that's kind of cool. That's neat.
Yeah. Or, like, you know, older cultures... You know, people didn't have the science to understand thunder and lightning, so, like, oh, there must be, like, some spirit in the sky that's angry with us or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I also think there are things that, you know, I can't explain, so I wouldn't say, like, if there's a way that somehow, like, soul consciousness, something somehow can still exist in this world, like, maybe... But I am always going to be skeptical whenever somebody... Or especially if somebody is selling a product that they're like, oh, this can read, like, ghosts.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
Yeah.
Sure, you've cracked the...
Yeah.
Look at your shadow, dude. You look like some kind of weird spider person. You see that?
No, I didn't.
Well, let's see if we turned it. It like twisted it in a weird way. She's wearing a mask. It's not doing it now.
I'll have to look back on the footage.
Yeah, and post. Like the angle it was at was funky.
Could you not be in the wall like that?
Yeah, because I mean, like also stuff like this doesn't make much sense, right? So, like, if a ghost is incorporeal, right, and can phase through objects, how can they damage you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't think ghosts, as they're seen in this game, are real.
Well, I mean, I guess now to counter what I just said. Oh, it's right behind you. To counter what I just said, I guess you could think of it as like a spirit energy, because when, like, people get hurt by these, they don't really take any, like, wounds or anything.
Yeah.
And, like, you take, like, I guess, herbal remedies to heal, so it's, like, a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
Or, like, a spirit water, holy water kind of deal. Heals you full. Oh.
The same thing happened before with another ghost. The last ghost I fought just kind of stopped fighting me.
I think if you go far enough away.
Maybe. Well, I'm not using any of my, like, better film, so I guess nothing's lost.
Where are we?
Pretty sure I have not crossed this bridge yet.
Well, definitely cutscene. That means you need to go this way.
Yep.
Wow, there's a lot of fights.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the bad girl.
That's her, so I'm just going to try and run past her.
You don't want her... I think that's Sayaka.
I feel...
Sayaka.
Yeah.
Ruka and Sayaka.
I feel bad that, like... I mean, I don't, like, feel bad, but it's, like, a bummer that, like, she's already, like, really routine to me. Like, I'm not afraid of her when she shows up. I'm just like, alright, how can we not... It makes me feel like I'm, like, not participating in the... I guess that's why I say I feel bad, because I'm not, like, meeting the game on the level it wants me to, but...
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a problem with horror games that have combat in general.
Yeah, I'm just not, like, scared, bro. I'm thinking too mechanically about it.
Yeah, and, like, I don't know, once... If you can fight back, you have some level of, like, strength against enemies.
Or even that one that I, like, can't technically fight it back, it's still, like... a hazard that I can avoid, so I can still like make a plan around it.
It's also not particularly aggressive.
Yeah.
It's just there. It's not like, I guess to use Dead Space as another example, there's these enemies in Dead Space. Well, they're like I actually don't know if it's one or if it's multiple. No, I think it's multiple. They're called like regenerators, and you can't kill them like by normal means. You have to do something specific to kill them. And, like, they're scary because they're aggressive. And you're getting chased by them. And a lot of times you're also getting chased by them while you're getting attacked by other enemies who can die. And, like, a lot of times it'll put you in a situation of, like, this unkillable thing. And you have to, like, do a thing in the situation. We haven't had to do that yet. Or, like, Outlast does it, too. Where it's just, like, it's not that just there are enemies there. And you just have to, like, not get hit and run away from them. It's like, you have to actively, like, you have a task you need to do, and you need to do it around them.
There's, like, a weird, like, lever puzzle you need to open the gate ahead, but, like, ghosts are also attacking you.
Could you imagine if we had to do the sliding block puzzle while getting attacked by Sayaka? That would suck.
Yeah, that sounds awful, but at the same time, it would maybe be a more dynamic thing.
Yeah. And that's one thing I feel
I'm not even complaining. I mean, I'm glad I'm not scared because I don't like being scared, but...
I like being scared.
But arguably, that's a point against the game.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I like being scared. I like going out. I like being in, like, dense fog and, like, not being able to see and, like... Well, to some extent. Like, I actually get really skeeved out when I can't see things. Like darkness.
Yeah.
And when I don't know where I am, I'm not a big fan of that. But... And I'm, like, not even afraid, like, something's gonna happen. I just feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah, which, to bring it back, is probably why it's harder to make a horror game with really high-definition graphics, because you're getting more visual information.
Yeah, and there's more you can see.
Fear kind of comes from the unknown.
It's nice because in, like, Dead Space, stuff is both dark and also, like, kind of samey, but not really. Regret's Cargo will be held tonight in the Temple of the Lunar Eclipse. Please come by the stage by 10 p.m. Note that during the performance, the door to the temple will be sealed, and no one will be allowed in or out. Oh, no, I'm not going to that. The eclipse is expected to begin around midnight, after which time leaving your seat will be strictly prohibited. Also, all those who wish to watch the Kagura must receive a mask at Shugen Temple and Shugen Temple and wear it at all times during the performance. I don't like that.
Oh.
Come play with us forever and ever.
Yeah, 5 of them. Usually you only need 2 ghosts for that.
No tricycle, though. Yeah, I don't know. And, like, the thing that's in that space is that, like, it is mostly pretty dark. And, like, another thing it does really well is that, like, there are these vents, these, like, fans nearby.
Yeah.
And, like, enemies pop out of them. But they don't pop out of all of them.
Well, I know how horror game enthusiasts are afraid of fans.
Yeah, it is the... I don't know if they had fans originally in the original one, but they definitely do in the remake. That's a Five Nights thing, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a Five Nights meme, I think.
But the thing about it is, like, you don't really know where they're going to pop out or when they're going to come out, but you're like, they're everywhere. The fan things, you notice them, they're everywhere. And it's just like, you know that's somewhere where one can come out.
Yeah.
But a room might have 3 or 4 of them in it. And it's like a room, you know?
Not a horror game, but I really like the mimics in Prey 2016.
Oh, they're great. Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh, that coffee cup is actually an enemy.
And, like, sometimes you'll walk into a room and there's just 2 chairs.
And you're like, wait a second.
Yeah. Because they're like...
They, like, give you just enough information that sometimes you see it coming, but sometimes you don't.
Well, also, they're like at, like, a good level of intelligence where they, like, know to try and get out of the player's sight before they transform.
Yeah.
But they don't always, like, choose the right thing. Like, they act exactly like a creature that would do that would. They, like, don't...
Yeah. They're like basically starfish.
Yeah, and they try to camouflage, but they don't know what a human would think is unusual.
Yeah.
So, like, oh yeah, we'll just do 2 chairs, and it's just like...
To them, they're just like, oh, look at that rock. I will be a rock.
They won't notice me because this is something in the environment.
Okay, we got another film projector.
This is definitely where the Kagura was.
Yes. I think this might be
Seats
where
a lot
the,
of
like,
people.
outdoor Kagura was.
The
and
upstairs
then,
one?
Yeah, and then the bad one was downstairs.
This looks like a boss battle arena.
Oh, definitely. I like how Ruka's memory is also shot on an old camera.
Yeah, right? It's got sepia, too. It's different.
Yeah.
It's specifically different. Jokes aside, being at something like this would be really creepy at night.
Yeah.
Eclipse, no one's allowed out, and then all this stuff happens. Like, this would be creepy as... Yeah.
Okay, and I guess we're having some kind of spiritual experience because she's standing as if she's there.
Yeah, she's like in a world between mind and matter.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes, game. You play that high-pitched noise.
Oh, you're gonna have to fight her?
Oh, I think we have multiple... The kids are up, too.
Oh, no!
It is past your bedtime.
Is it? What time is it?
I don't know. The moon's out. Bedtime is whenever Daddy's sick of seeing your face. Okay, so we are going to... we're going to try and equip some better film here.
Type 90. That's gotta be some power. Look at that. That's gotta
Yeah,
have some
that-
power behind it.
That's some film that'll put some hair on your chest.
Oh, careful.
Yeah, there was... I was, like, trying to clip her because I knew there was one behind me, too.
You're gonna want to line... Oh. Ooh. So I think what... I've noticed we've been doing this a lot, and it, like, we run aimlessly and they spawn in front of us. I think that if we just, like...
For the record, I'm not running aimlessly.
Well,
I
sorry.
do have intention, but I see what you're saying.
I guess my point is less that it's aimless and more that it's like you're moving around a lot. And I think that because we're moving around a lot, things are spawning in front of you.
Yeah.
And every time something spawns in front of you, you redirect to move, and then something else spawns in front of you. So I think if we just, like, face them and fight a bit...
Yeah, it's just harder right now because they are mostly all around me, but if I can get them to not be...
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Because it seems like they... I don't know. I feel like they've got...
Oh!
I feel like to some extent they do, like, try to spawn in your field of view. So by running around and changing your field of view around, it kind of makes it more difficult.
I see there's one on the left there.
Oh, that did quite a bit.
Oh.
Oh, hi. Hello. Hello.
Okay. Let's go to our items again.
How did you feel about the Hat in Time level?
The seals.
No.
Oh, right. The horror one. I was properly prepped for it, so I didn't like lose my mind or anything. But it's cool. I appreciate it a lot.
And it commits.
Yeah, it really
pretty hard to the bed, and it's like kind of terrifying.
It really goes crazy with the lighting effects
and the sound.
Yeah.
It's not like ha 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 horror. It's like we're gonna like try to actually scare someone.
Like, it's not an exaggeration to say that it becomes a horror game for a second.
Yeah. For like 10 minutes. And I feel like it's pretty successful. Well, you should probably heal.
I'll take another run at this.
I never was a big fan of like gank fights.
Yeah. Yeah, I have trouble just doing 2 enemies at a time, and this is like 6.
Like usually whenever there's like a gank fight in like Dark Souls or Bloodborne or whatever, I almost always am like, nope, summon him. Don't care. I think one of the only ones I ever like actually beat without was because I think when I played through Dark Souls the first time, I like couldn't really summon. So like I beat Ornstein and Smough without summoning.
I never got far enough to Ornstein and Smough.
They're probably the hardest boss.
That's what a lot of people say.
Maybe not like, I don't know, maybe not by like statistically, but like they're like a real hard spike in difficulty. Wow, they like really come and gank you right off the bat.
Oh, shoot. I did the thing where...
You gotta heal.
I did the thing where I tried to use my special power and she grabbed me, so instead using it brought out the menu.
Oh.
Because Y is menu, but it's also special attack. Okay, I need a place to take my stand.
It's hard too because like they don't always attack. Sometimes they just pop into your field of view.
This is doing kind of like what that one guy with the hammer was doing that you fought, where they keep sidestepping.
Yeah.
You drain your health really fast too.
Yeah, I can tell.
Now take those herbs, man. Oh, I see you over there.
Oh, look at her twirl.
Oh, I actually, like, hit her with something.
It sucks because unless you get, like, a charge shot in, you don't really do a lot of damage. Yeah, see, they appear in front of you and then they just walk away.
Yeah, some of the kids do attack sometimes, though. This is far too many enemies at once.
Yeah.
Okay. Charge shot for you if you want to kindly die. One for you.
Nice.
Sounds like my food was delivered because I can hear Nugget barking.
Nice.
I think that's the slowdown I'm hitting her with.
Oh,
Yeah, it was almost a lot.
it was full, and then she got out of the way. Like, that's annoying.
Look, I get it, you're a dancer, that's funny and everything, but... And now I'm like, SOL, because...
Why?
Oh, okay, I thought they were gonna start appearing behind me again. Once I, like, have to get out of camera view, though, I'm, like, in huge trouble.
Ooh. Oh? That wasn't a kill, was it? She has a lot of health.
I think it was just a lot of damage. Yeah, also, little girls can come out of the ground at me. This is some bullshit!
This is a gank boss. It doesn't even, like, it's hard to tell, because usually in these kind of things, when they're balanced right, there's, like, one enemy that's actively attacking you, and the rest are kind of just chilling.
Yeah.
But, like, it's...
Okay, that time I tried to charge off of the kid, and then turned my attention to her.
You got one of them. I think you want to kill the kids first.
Yeah, if I can.
Demonetized.
Yeah. You're gonna make a great Kokeshi doll.
Just because, like, then you have less things to worry about.
Yeah. I'm also combining that with my desire to, like, keep her, to, like, stop her when she dashes towards me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to charge off of her and then... Okay, as long as I'm looking at a ghost, it doesn't matter which one, I will charge.
Yeah.
So I can use the kids to build charge.
You can
and then discharge it on the boss.
Too many ghost kids in my soup. Do you ever remember those commercials?
Oh, heck yeah. They would
Shirley
come
Temple ones?
late at night on Cartoon Network all the time.
God, they're so annoying.
Okay, let me make sure I ran out of Type 90.
They weren't like the good commercials, like the Billy Mays ones. Those were the good stuff. You didn't have a lot of Type 90 to begin with,
No, I only have like 12.
It depletes so fast when you're off of them.
Yeah. I think big lady's on the right. Where did she go?
Oh, there she is.
Okay, I do feel like I'm seeing less children now.
Well, I think you killed 2 of them. It's interesting because it like all it's not even like it drains back down, it like all drains out
Yeah.
at once.
I'm gonna run out of freaking medicine.
It's fine, we have tons of points.
It's not fine if I die. I don't want to do this again. But I will, because now I feel like I've gotten better at it now.
Never played Dark Souls? What's that whole kind of feeling of that game?
Yeah.
That would be a fun one to play.
It actually, when you're about to get hit, it takes you out of camera mode for a second before it even starts the grapple animation, which is weird.
Oh, so it's like, you're like, what's going on?
Yeah, and that's why you, like, accidentally bring up your menu sometimes.
I see. Well, I think it's a lot. I think you're down to just 2 more. Why is it purple sometimes? Like, it wasn't fully... Like, I thought purple meant fully charged. But it changed the purple that time when you weren't fully charged. Unless she, like, keeps endlessly spawning kids, but I do feel like there's less of them.
Like, I would think there would have... it would have started with 5 kids, because that's like what the ritual is.
Yeah, a 6v1 is like aggressively too much. Like that is not balanced.
Yeah, the only person who's had to deal with it, like, Choshiro sometimes has to fight a whole bunch, but he's got, like, the light shotgun.
Yeah, he's also got, like, a wider frame of vision, too. And, like, you can charge up without being targeting on someone. Which is, like, I think that's why he feels so much more powerful, is that he doesn't need to target someone to charge. You can just charge and then release, and it hits everything.
Where'd you go? Okay, it says you're still in front of me.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Oh no. She does quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, also, as soon as she starts doing that, I'm just not really sure what to do. Because, like, I don't know what movement options would let me get away from that in time.
There are still, like, 3 enemies still, which is ridiculous.
I am trying as hard as I can, guys.
Can you imagine if we didn't buy all of those health items?
Yeah, sounds bad, man.
They're both still alive. Yeah, see, she seems to only, like, start doing the dodgy bits when you're, like, over top of her.
Yeah, also sometimes the kids, like, spawn in front of you but closer than she is. So that's pretty annoying, too.
Mm-hmm.
Tried to learn how to, like, manipulate them to spawn
Kill it.
where I can actually deal with them. You didn't give me the fatal frame for that.
No, you missed, unfortunately. It sucks because the graphic still shows up even when they're, like, out of frame.
Yeah.
It takes a while for it to go away. See, it's red instantly now.
Did we have something equipped that does, like, more damage when you're low on health? Is that why?
I don't know. No, see, now it's not doing it anymore. Yeah, you can't target her. Like, you have to use the kids. Oh, no.
Alright, no more health items. Doing it live.
Final destination. Oh, one more. Oh, I'm actually not too bad. Someone's behind you. I think you killed another one.
Nope.
There's still 2 of them. The hell, man? That one's dead. Oh.
I don't... That was like 20 minutes of me fighting her, too.
Eep.
Okay, well, that's too much for one episode, so we're gonna call it there.
We're gonna try again.
Yep.
Later.
Alright, thank you guys very much. I'm Comic.
I'm Pat.
We'll give this another shot next time.
Dun, dun, dun.